Hello everyone, it's good to be back with you. Hope that life is treating you okay. Stephanie, it's good to see you. Stephanie, how you been recently? Since I saw you last night. Last night was a good time, wasn't it? Man, I really had fun playing Faith Unholy Trinity. That was an intense game. Surprisingly for being on the Atari. Well, not being on the Atari, but being an Atari style game. It had some really cool effects in it. Well, tonight we're going to be continuing the landscape that we've been painting, everyone. This landscape is something I've been working on for a few years at this point. Here I'm just angling my microphone a little bit so that it just doesn't droop quite as much. I don't know, sometimes my microphone has a mind of its own. The boom arm, it just kind of does whatever it wants sometimes. Anyway, oops, I didn't mean to bump my camera there. Jeez. Yeah, sometimes a little cramped. Well, I'm glad you're good, Stephanie. I'm glad you're good. And tonight, I hope you're going to be even better. I'm not worried about the mic being low. Honestly, it's almost about the point where it's getting into the yellow, so it should be a pretty good volume. Is the mic low in volume? Where were we? Oh, that's right. We need to add some color to the palette, don't we? Yes, we certainly do. We need to add some yellow to our palette because we've got a few things to paint today, obviously. What we're going to work on today, I think, is we're going to work on this boat and this dock over here on the right a little bit, and we might even get to this boat over here too. Chainsaw, how you doing? It's good to see you, dude. How's life been treating you since we saw you yesterday? Well, I hope. We had a pretty good time playing Faith Unholy Trinity yesterday. Faith Unholy Trinity was surprisingly intense, like I was mentioning to Stephanie here a little earlier. And I, I already started editing it. I exported it over to YouTube, and now I'm in the midst of editing it. I've got like a half hour of it edited. Didn't take all that. It wasn't all that hard to edit. Well, I say that even though it had like 40 different cuts in it after I exported it over. So what we're working on today again is we're working on this little boat over here, and then we're going to be working on this dock here too, and I think we're going to try to get to this too, this boat right here. We're also going to do a little bit of the water here and there, but the water is kind of a work in progress, so we probably, I mean, we won't finish it, but we're certainly going to get places with it. Yeah. I'm kind of I'm kind of in the process of just, it's almost like I'm repainting this entire thing. And well, I don't know if I necessarily am repainting the entire thing, but it feels like I'm repainting quite a few pieces because I don't know, so for some reason the color harmony just isn't working that well in some areas for me. And sometimes that happens on pictures where you try to get the color harmony right and it just isn't working with you for whatever reason. Ugh, it, it's it's a struggle. It is. Anyway, let's go ahead and mix up our colors because we gotta get something going here. And we're gonna start probably. Ooh, well, we'll start with the dark colors down there. I mean, why wouldn't we start with the dark colors? I think I'm gonna get a little bit of my alizarin crimson here. I'll take a little bit of my alizarin crimson, and then, ooh, we'll mix up a brown color. Yeah, that sounds like a good course of action. Maybe I'll take a little bit of the mud I was working with. If you don't know what mud is, it's kind of just a mix of all your other colors. And it's a very, very useful color. Sometimes it really helps you get things going. The mud is just a neutral color from all your other colors. That's all it is. And it makes mixing neutrals much, much easier. If you're wondering what I'm using colors that are called ultramarine blue, alizarin crimson, and cadmium yellow pale. And that's just a standard yellow, blue, and red. Needs a little otter on that dock. Everyone's desperate for me to put some kind of life in this painting, I think, which is kind of funny. I'm kind of surprised how little life there is in the dock, because, I don't know, it's not really something I was thinking about, but after I painted the picture I realized, wow, there's like no one in here. I guess that's a little unusual, isn't it? I wonder what it would look like with an otter. I don't know. It might look good. It might look a little terrible. No Shields green. Oh, I'm afraid not. I mean, I'm not ready to shuffle off this mortal coil here, so I don't think Shields green is in the cards for us there, Chainsaw. Chainsaw wants me to use a green that's made with, well, that was made with arsenic. God, that color was used by a lot of people way back when. It's also used as rat poison. Fun fact for everyone out there. Artists used to paint with rat poison. Who knew? Alright, I got like a nice blue color mixed up that I'm going to toss in here. And we're just going to put it like right smack. Yeah, we'll put it like right in the middle here. Yeah, that looks okay. That looks pretty okay. Little arsenic never hurt anyone. I don't know about that. I mean, it used to be one of those treatments for syphilis, but it never really worked. I mean, it was kind of just I don't even know if you'd call it a band-aid. I think it just made you sicker. Little arsenic never hurt anyone. Oh, okay. Chainsaw knows his science. It's one of the 5 spices. No, the 5 spices are ketchup, coffee, sugar, salt, and pepper. Now I'm just being gaslit again like I was last night about poutine. I gotta say, all this gaslighting about poutine is driving me a little crazy, everyone. I got, yes, mercury too was used for syphilis. You're right. Mercury and arsenic were used to, like, remove, like, I don't think they really did anything. They did like a mercury bath or something, which is insane that they actually did that. Of course, then penicillin was discovered, and it was much more effective. Yes, it was applied very directly, indeed. That is one way of putting it. And as I say, did it work? No. Oh my god. Man, where would we be without penicillin? You know what's ironic is that I'm allergic to penicillin, so boy, it's a good thing science has marched on, because otherwise I'd be in a whole heap of trouble. This marina needs a Hulk Hogan Thunder and Paradise boat. I can just imagine what this painting would be like if I applied everyone's suggestions to it. If it ever got on display, it would oh, is that how they did it? Oh, I didn't know that. Okay, I just learned something today, Chainsaw. And now okay, you just did psychic damage. Do you feel good about yourself? Oh, oh boy. Alright, I'm just going to paint some blue on this. Oh, pre-anesthetic. Oh, God. I don't like learning about medicine I don't know, civilization. Is that the right word for it? Medicine of the 1800s and the early 1900s. Before we became civilized, before we became learned. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about it. Here, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna take my napkins, I'm gonna take my paper towels, and we're gonna tear us off a slice. There. Because we gotta wipe off some paint here and there. it was a common issue with sailors because of all the life on a ship. Yeah. Yeah, there's one thing you didn't want to. If there's one person you really didn't want to spend a lot of time with, then it was probably a sailor. Because, well, you'd wind up. You'd wind up catching something. And since you are painting a marina, oh, absolutely, my friend. Well, you are painting a marina, so obviously you need to add this. Ah, jeez. It's such an innocent picture, and everyone comes to profane it. Yes, exactly. Well, I do appreciate the Galaxy Brain suggestions. These are things that I never would have considered. And now that I have thought about them because you're putting the ideas into my mind, I'm horrified. Jack Sparrow seems like a nice guy to hang out with. You know, he seems like he'd be okay. There's worse people to spend your time with, I guess. He's not like my first choice or anything like that, but he seems like you seem like you could do a lot worse. Hanging out with Davy Jones? Yeah, that seems worse. Hanging out with Jeffrey Rush's character? I don't remember his name. That seems worse. Yeah, Johnny Depp. I don't know if I want to hang out with Johnny Depp. If I hang out with Johnny Depp, it might get weird. Honestly, if I hang out with Johnny Depp, I'll probably just ask him a bunch of questions about Nightmare on Elm Street. And then he'll probably become indignant and ask, what about the rest of my career? And then I'll just stare at him blankly and say, what about it? I'm adding a little bit of blue. There's one color that I burn through more than any other. I swear to God, it is ultramarine blue. Ultramarine blue is my go-to blue for everything. Ultramarine blue. If I didn't have this color, I would be in dire straits, my friends. You know what I'm glad we're not covering anymore? What I'm glad we're not talking about is that godforsaken Amber Heard trial. Because I don't know about you guys, but I got kind of tired of talking about that eventually. We talked about it for a while. Back when we were doing some different things here on Twitch. I don't know, we were doing like reaction type stuff for a little while. If you want to hang out with Scott Steiner so he can teach you math, he'll teach you the best math. He'll get your learnings on there, Stephanie. He'll teach you everything you need to know about mathematics. And most importantly, he'll teach you that Samoa Joe ain't got no chance at sacrifice. He got a 0% chance at sacrifice. Alright, this is like this dark color I mixed that's mostly blue. It's like a burnt umber type color. And how I mixed it was I did a little bit of cadmium yellow, but then I added a lot of blue with a small bit of alizarin crimson. It's mostly the violet color with just a little bit of yellow in there. And that's how we do it. And this dark color here will help the color pop a little bit. Burnt umblue. It's burnt umber. I promise it's a real color. I am not making anything up for you guys. Honest. Burnt umblue. They recently discovered a blue color called manganese, or not manganese blue, it's Yinmen blue. They were all bragging about it and everything for a long time. And then it turned out once the color finally became available that it was so expensive that it didn't offer anything to painters that you couldn't already get from another blue like cobalt blue or even ultramarine blue, or the other way around really, ultramarine blue or even cobalt blue. And also Yemen Blue, once they turned into a paint, it costs so much money. Gamblin Oil Colors made a tube of it, and it cost, I don't know, like $300 for a tube. Something crazy. All the hype around Vanta Black. What is that? The blue parts are those boat bumpers. Yeah, probably. Yeah, I think they are. It's been so long since I painted this originally that I've kind of lost track of what they're supposed to be. But yes, I do believe that they are boat bumpers. Vanta Black. I don't know that I heard of that. It's probably going to be a reference to something now. Or maybe it'll actually be a real color. I used to keep track of like colors like that back when I was actively making art content. The super crazy intense black that was made a few years ago. Oh, really? I haven't even heard of that. How have I not heard of that? Vanta Black. Well, now I'm all curious. Here, I'm going to take a look at it. Vanta Black. Vanta Black is the name for super black coatings with total hemispherical. Oh, it's a below hemispherical reflectances below 1% of the visible spectrum. Oh, that's kind of crazy. So it's the world's darkest material. Okay. I suppose that is pretty black. Does it have an artistic use at this point? Vanta Black SVIS, a sprayable paint. Okay, very high levels of absorption from ultraviolet. It has been exclusively licensed to Anish Kapoor's studio. Okay, so what is he, like the only artist who's using it? Well, I'll probably never use it, to be honest. Hey, Fran. Yeah, well, the thing of it is that I think that you can always turn things like that into a color somehow or another. All you gotta do is bind it to some kind of particle. Lots of talk of art uses. Yeah, the thing of it is that, we've already got like a few black colors that are already very, very good, and the most useful black colors are probably the transparent black colors, believe it or not the opaque ones, because the transparent ones tend to be a little darker and more versatile. Whereas, well, maybe not totally transparent, but a lot of the blacks that we have are very opaque, and people don't find them terribly useful in artistic uses like, say, oil painting here, because when you use oil paint, the black just doesn't look all that deep once it dries. It looks very matte, and it kind of takes on a little bit of a grayish appearance. Yeah, there are similar things. I mean, there's already a bunch of black colors out there that you don't really have to worry about it all that much. There's a bone black color that everyone uses. There's Mars black, which is just an iron oxide black. There's a lamp black, which is just some kind of carbon black that they get out of lanterns and stuff. Or they probably just burn charcoal, really. There's a calcifinated charcoal. They grind that up in the black. I mean, there's all kinds of ways to get a black color. Then you can get a black by mixing like two different colors that are mixing complements. Like, say, phthalo green and alizarin crimson. You can create a black that way. Yeah, suit. Pretty much. It's not hard to create a black. And there's all kinds of them out there, and so this one isn't really going to make a dent. They got to come up with something. If they really want to impress someone in the art community, they got to come up with a new green color, because there's not many green colors. Well, there's not that many that are actually useful, we'll say that. Most of them are just mixtures of phthalo green and. So, once you get to all the green colors, there's maybe a handful that are actually new colors. But other than that, yeah, nothing too impressive there. Fran, how you doing tonight? It's good to see you, Fran. Hope that life is treating you okay, and I hope you're excited for a little bit of painting here. I'm just painting my little dock over here. This little dock right here. I feel like it needs a little bit of work, so, we're doing it. And we're just talking about stuff. Today I found out about Vanta Black, which is this crazy new material that apparently just reflects all light. Or, no, it absorbs all light, really. What am I thinking? Yes, it absorbs all light. God, it's been so long since I've done anything art related that I'm forgetting myself constantly. Oh, yeah, that's what happens when you come back to painting after a long sabbatical. I don't remember when the last time I did any painting is. Here, we'll put this like right down there. And then we'll put another one like right there. Okay. Yeah, that doesn't look too bad. You've seen videos with the most intense glow-in-the-dark paint. It's very intense green when it glows. What that probably is a neon color then. And there are neon colors that are very, very bright, and they look cool, but the problem with them is that they don't last. So once again, that's not really useful to artists, because when people buy like a painting or something, they want a color that's gonna, if they buy a fancy expensive painting, they want a color that's gonna last, well, they want the color to last forever. Things that are useful for like artists are colors that last around 100 years at least, preferably longer. Although by the time 100 years is up, I mean, I don't know if that's really going to matter. Now, fluorescent colors, they last literally like a day if you expose them to sunlight. If they get exposed to sunlight at all, they'll fade pretty much immediately. Because I did this with a watercolor once upon a time that was called Opera. I painted it out on a little piece of paper. Hey, Dr. Booty Quiver, how you doing, dude? Dr. Booty Quiver, it's good to see you, man. I hope that life is treating you alright. I'm just chilling doing some painting today, and, it's been a while since I've done any painting. It's kind of good to get back to it. Here, let me give you a shout out there, Dr. Booty Quiver. Dr. Booty Quiver's a cool guy, everyone. If you haven't checked out his channel before, he does a lot of music. He does some games here and there. Go give him a follow and go see him sometime. Yeah, Dr. Booty Quiver, I got butt spot on the job. Here you go, bud. Talk shows and podcasts. How you been, Dr. Booty Quiver? Oh, looks good, thank you, man. I appreciate it. I like to think I look good, although, I have my good days and my bad days. This is my ASMR outfit. Excuse me, my ASMR outfit. I wear this all the time when I paint pretty pictures like this. For better or worse. Here, can I get like a... can I get just a little bit more vibrant of a blue on this? Oh, you been good, just chilling? Alright, man. I'm glad. We were having a nice argument yesterday about poutine with one of our Canadian followers, Clayman, who was here. And I was arguing with him, insisting that shredded beef is an essential ingredient in poutine. And he was getting mad at me and saying, this poutine is just fries, cheese curds, and gravy. It is standard poutine. And I said, no, 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 no. I saw all the commercials while I was in Canada. I was in Alberta. I was in Calgary for like a month. And I saw the commercials play like a dozen times a day, every day for a month. And I remember it vividly. Oh, you might go work on your new album in a little while? Oh, that's awesome, bro. What kind of album you got coming? I assume it's probably a rap video, right? Or am I mistaken? Poutine is so good, you can go wacky with poutine. Oh, yes, I can tell. Believe me, I saw all the poutine dishes last night, and it was doing psychic damage to me. I saw, like, pierogi poutine. Oh, it's just your comedy rock band. Okay, I stand corrected. I just kind of thought it was going to be a rap record because that's usually what I see you do, man. Well, this is why you never assume. Okay, let's go ahead and get this in there. Come on. Yeah, there it is. Okay. A little bit more color on that, and it looks good, everyone. It looks good. It's a 21 song album. Oh, you're also working on a rock album. All right, our boy Dr. Booty Quiver over here is working overtime. That's awesome, bro. Yeah, I've been working on an album too. Well, I guess I've been working on two of them because I already wrote the first one and now I wrote the second one. I'm just kind of in the midst of recording the second one. But yeah, it's I'll say this, it is tough working on records. It's very time consuming, especially if you're double tracking. Double tracking drives me a little crazy. So what's your comedy record about? Or is it just like a mix of songs? I don't know, I'd like to hear more about it. The rap name is under your different alias Juggless. I don't know why that's funny, but it is. I don't know. It just seems so silly. Oh my goodness. I love that. Juggless. Juggless. Just saying it out loud makes me smile a little bit. Well, you don't have to tell us too much about it if you don't want to, because I know how it is making a record. Sometimes you get a little paranoid about stuff, and it's alright. Here, I'm just adding a little bit of this blue color to my green, because I want to paint a green over here that looks about like that. Yeah, that's looking pretty slick. Just silly stuff. It's every song that I've written for guitar except for what I've already recorded. Oh, okay. Just silly stuff. Oh, that's awesome. I'm trying to get my girlfriend to record her bass parts for the record that I made, because she wants to play bass on it, and she's played bass on one song. And now I'm trying to get her to record another song. Well, she's like in the midst of another song. It took her like a year to record the one. It might take her another year to record the second. Oh boy. Songs about people getting turned into hot dogs, garden parties, bags of wine, and things of that. Bags of wine? A bag of wine? A bag of wine? Wait, does Canada have bags of wine? Wait, are bags of wine a thing? I don't think I've ever had a bag of wine. Don't you guys have bagged milk too? Like the bag. Oh, Franzia. Oh, that's what we're talking about. Okay. Okay. It's Franzia, guys. It's Franzia. Oh boy. Franzia. Yeah, you gotta watch yourself around Franzia. Yeah, Stephanie. Yeah. The song is about camping, putting the box in the cooler, the box getting wet so you chug it from the bag like an animal. Oh my god. That is a very vivid song actually. Okay. That is shockingly vivid. I'm trying to imagine what that's like because I never go camping. Although I know people who have had Franzia. I've never had Franzia because I don't drink. And there's a lot of references people make that I don't understand. Am I living life right, or do I need to get out more? It was camping at a music festival. Oh goodness, even better. So things got delightfully unhinged then. That's the only camping you can do. Yeah, respect. I don't like. God. I think I don't know that I've ever really been camping. Like, I've been camping. Have I been camping? I don't really think that I have. I think I've been camping in a sense. Well, there was like, I guess the closest equivalent will probably be like this religious retreat that I went on back when I was still religious. And I think it might have been one of the factors why I stopped being religious, because I thought it was absolutely awful. In Central America, it is common to get single-serving drinks in bags. Why is the world treating drinks like it's Capri Sun? God, bags of milk, bags of wine. I don't know about this, man. It's okay, but more fun with drugs and rock music. Oh, okay. See, I, I've the hardest thing I think I've ever done is maybe smoke some marijuana, but I don't even do that anymore because I don't like the way it makes me feel. Oh, there's because the bottle is recyclable. Yeah, I don't really do any drugs, everyone. Sorry to disappoint you guys. I have people ask me if I am on drugs, and, well, they always get disappointed when I say, no, no, not really. Okay. Alright, that little dark color down there actually gets that, expresses that pretty nicely. It's legal where you are, so it's barely a drug anymore. I mean, it's legal where I am too, but you know how it is with America. Federally, it's illegal. Like, I don't really get it. Federally, it's illegal to sell marijuana, but statewide, they say it's okay. So the feds come into all the marijuana shops and just raid them every so often. That's what a drug smoker would say. What, that I don't do drugs? Why would it? Or is it what Dr. Booty Quiver would say? Yeah. Well, I met Dr. Booty Quiver on, like, Proud and Nasty, which is a music channel where he smokes a lot of pot, so I'm probably the only guy then there who doesn't do any drugs, I think. It's weed day. God. Of course it is. I don't know how I came across Proud and Nasty. I don't remember how it happened. It's 420. Ah, yes, that's right. Yes. Art is my drug. Yeah, I guess you could say that. I mean, you get high off of paint fumes every so often. Art and methamphetamine. Jesus Christ. Methamphetamine? Oh my God. No. No, that's not true at all. I will accept art and caffeine though. I drink a shitload of coffee. I drink so much coffee it gets kind of ridiculous, man. Making sure they didn't actually dump my brush in alizarin crimson. Not that it would have mattered. I mean, I dunk my brush in alizarin crimson all the time. Ooh, my knee feels a little stiff. Your prime minister probably gets hella baked. Probably. Well, Mormons can't have caffeine? Really? See, I had a friend who was a Mormon once upon a time, and I don't remember anything about that. Then again, he didn't really talk about his religion all that much. So maybe it's true. I have no idea. Okay, Stephanie gets happy opening toys. Man, I used to get happy opening toys. Now when I open toys, there's a thing. Like when you turn, I don't know. Like talking about action figures is like one of my jobs, I guess, because I have an action figure channel on YouTube that is reasonably popular or infamous. I guess it depends who you ask. And like I'm happy opening action figures usually. It's just I don't know. Sometimes it wears on you doing the same thing day in and day out. people want to come and talk action figures to me a lot when I'm here on Twitch, and I'm just kind of, I'll do it. It's just I'm kind of at the point where, oh God, I'd rather talk about something else, please. Am I like controversial? I guess I don't know, Chainsaw, because well, I guess the only reason I'm quote unquote controversial is because I say mean things about Marvel Legend toys every so often, and that's like the only controversial thing that I've really done. I'm, I'm sure Stephanie can tell everyone all about it. Stephanie probably understands why I'm controversial more than I do. Yeah, that's pretty much what it is, and God, I just don't care. I'm controversial for like a couple of things. I'm controversial apparently because I said that Hasbro's HasLab Galactus was little bit was I said that the HasLab Galactus was not worth the money. I said that it wasn't worth what they were charging for it. I said it was worth maybe like 1/4 of what they were charging for it, which was $400. I said it should have been 100. Clay asked, "What about Tylenol and stuff? Can they take those?" I have no idea. Chainsaw, do you know if Mormons can take that stuff? Oh, Mormons can, but not Christian Scientists. God, how do they reach these conclusions? I knew a girl once who was bragging that she didn't take anything, not even like painkillers. And I said, I mean, not even when you get an absolutely splitting headache. Even then, you don't take a painkiller here and there. Like you shouldn't take them all the time, but once every now and then is fine. Christian Scientists. I don't even know that much about Christian Scientists. Also, why do they call themselves Christian Scientists? I'm not very well informed on this. Okay, well, ditto. Can they eat green red hot peppers? Clay. Clay. Oh. Can they have spicy food? Actually, a legit question. Can they? Can they have any fun at all? I'm gonna go ahead and assume that spicy food is not on the menu. Much to my chagrin. Like religiously or biologically? I'm going to assume that we're talking about like religiously. And to be fair, I'm a great deal curious myself. That's a fair cop there, man. Oh, that's right. They okay. Yeah, I forgot about like the quote unquote drug in spicy food. How do you say it? Capsaicin. Oh God, I'm butchering that, aren't I? I'm sorry, everyone. I can't pronounce things right. My thunks are not working for me. No, oh my God, no soda. Oh my God, why would you ever want to be Mormon? That sounds horrible. No soda? You can't do anything fun. Capsaicin. Capsaicin? Capsaicin. Okay, I got it. Capsaicin. Alright. It's good that we got that pronunciation sorted out together, everyone. See, Chainsaw is helping me get more brainly, and I appreciate all of his help. If it wasn't for Chainsaw, my mind would just be a pile of used diapers. Which it is anyway, but he helps me get through this entire stream without looking too stupid. Me is me make smart. You make smart. Together, we smart. You see paint? Me take brush dip paint. Me take pretty color. Me put canvas. Like so. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Oh boy. There's like a boat over to the side over here that I kind of want to capture very delicately. Yeah, we'll just put this like right this way. Yeah, there it goes. Oh. You see, Chainsaw, I have not used lead white in years, so joke's on you, bud. God. I actually did used to use a lead white, and thank God I stopped doing that. There's a lot of people who still use a lead white oil paint, and it's mostly oil painters who can't get over it. It's mostly old timers and stuff who just can't wrap their head around, hey, this color isn't good for you, this color isn't available anymore, it got canceled back in the 70s. Ugh. Really? It's delicious. Oh, you know from experience, do you? Well, I don't recommend eating lead white. You eat lead white, you know, I mean, you're just asking for trouble. Oh my goodness. Lead white. God, I don't miss that color. I don't know. I used to use it all the time, and I used to paint everything with it. And then one day I kind of just stopped because I realized, this is dumb. And also I started painting with titanium white and realized, my God, it's so much easier just to paint with this. I think the only reason I was using it was because a bunch of people were saying, "Hey, you should use lead white. It's much more. It keeps much fresher mixing and stuff." And I don't know. It's just a bunch of people talking nonsense, and it's one of those. It's one of those things that is a little bit like, I don't know, flat Earth or something. Because you start getting into that stuff, and you start listening to all the people, it becomes a lot of pseudoscientific nonsense. Abster, what is that, Chainsaw? I don't know what that is. Do I dare look it up? All right. Well, you know what? I already looked up Vanta Black, so we might as well look up that. Oh yes, in Australia, of course. Yes, I know, Stephanie. Someone, someone get Chozo in here. We gotta talk more about Australia. Absta Orange. Okay, Absta Orange. I can't seem to find it. Are we talking about? You may have made that one up. Okay. That's why I couldn't find anything on it. Alright, I'm just getting trolled. I deserve that. I've done enough trolling in my lifetime that I guess everything that comes to me, I deserve it. Oh, Lord, help me. Why have you forsaken me, God? Okay, I'm working up a green color here that's relatively neutral. I don't know. I'm kind of just mixing a lot of the colors that I've already have mixed up as I go. And this one can go like right in here, I think. Well, bam. That looks good there. Here, we're going to have a little bit more green down there. Yeah, that looks pretty cool. All that green color reflecting in there. Yeah, that's nice. And then like right down, ooh, I don't know. It's going to be a bunch of green color down in the water too. If we paint that. There. That's what it looks like. More or less. Come on, get that. Yeah. Ooh. Do you paint other things like fruit or faces, or is it strictly boats? Yeah, I paint other things. I painted all kinds of things, Dr. Booty Quiver. I've painted still lifes, I've painted portraits. I've done a lot of landscapes. Um, I think the thing of it is that, like, I've spent so much time doing this that I'm, I guess you could call me a master at it, even though I haven't really painted much for the past year or so. This is really nice. Oh, thank you. I'm glad you enjoy it. Like, I can paint, I can paint just about anything. Painting a portrait is no big deal. I remember back in like art school, everyone, I met a lot of different art majors who kept saying things like, "Oh, I can't handle faces. I can't I can't paint people." And I'm just looking at them going, "Well, if you're majoring in art, you might want to work on that." Cuz for me, painting a person, it's whatever. Painting fruits, whatever. I can do this I can do this in my sleep. It's official because you're a doctor. Oh, hey. At least I'm doctor approved. You hear that, guys? A doctor has said that I am in fact a master, so therefore I must be. No one can deny me my masterhood now. Excellent. I'm going to put this on all my business cards. Actually, I don't have business cards because I'm a total... Well, I'm just a YouTuber. I'm a content creator. I don't have business cards. All I do is like shit posts. That's my business card. Put that in Webster's dictionary and smoke it. I'll give it to my girlfriend. She smokes. She'll do whatever she wants with it. My girlfriend. Yeah, she smokes. She smokes. I used to smoke some weed with her initially when I met her, but I didn't. I don't do it anymore because I just don't like it. So I haven't done it in probably, I don't know, 5 years or so? Something like that. I don't even know if my girlfriend's listening. She might be all mad at me right now about the comment I made about the recording process for the record that I'm making. Oh, yeah. God. Chainsaw is really leaning into the whole meth thing. He really wants it to be meth. He's just sitting at his computer there, getting visibly angry, thinking, "Come on, you know you do it. Just tell us. Don't act like you don't. Stop making excuses." And I refuse. I probably get contact high from her. I don't think I get a contact high. Well, then again, I hope I don't. I remember we had a guy on here that we banned who was getting high all the time to, like, he was using it as, how do I put this? He was using it in place of actual therapy because he had a host of different issues that can really only be handled by a professional, a medical professional. But he's one of these people that just wasn't going to see a medical professional. So instead, he was just smoking a bunch of weed, which is probably fine in moderation in addition to seeing a medical professional. But in place of it, I probably not. And I remember when we were trying to play games with that guy or something, he'd always be like so high he could barely function. Some people use Twitch that way too. What, you mean like streaming because they like streaming or something because of like to work through their issues or something, or trying to get someone to be their armchair therapist? I do notice a lot of people try to, well, not a lot of people, but I do notice some people try to use me as like a substitute for actual therapy. And I mean, I guess in a way I'm flattered. It's just that I'm not a medical professional. I can't help people like that. I can help people if they like have a bad day. I can help people if they need a little bit more of a schedule because I keep a schedule and I'm here pretty regularly. Okay, like that. Yeah, like streaming is not something you want to do as a replacement for actual medical care. Streaming is not going to help you with your anxiety issues. Streaming is very stressful. And I don't deal with anxiety issues, so I'm already telling you guys that yeah, it's pretty stressful sometimes. Thanks for following, Curious Bee. It's good to have you here with us, and I hope you're enjoying yourself as we paint this pretty picture. Oh, obviously, Chainsaw, yes. Yes, Chainsaw has the true lore for us. Thank you, Chainsaw, for enlightening us and telling the truth about Soulkeeper. God help me. Oh, I just can't get away with it. Chainsaw's just gonna. You know what, Chainsaw? I'm gonna become that meme out on the internet where this guy keeps getting called like a. He keeps getting called. I'm just. You know what? I'm just gonna turn into a meme, and I'm just gonna say, "You pushed me into it. I may as well do it if you're gonna keep insisting that I do it." No, I'm not going to do that. Good God, no, I'm not going to do that. Alright, there's a blue color I want to get down here in the water. And it's like right next to this boat. So we're going to outline the shape of the boat like right there. Yeah, there it is. And then we're just going to like put it right in here. Yeah, that looks pretty nice. Get some waves in the water right there. Don't do... Yes, I know, winners don't do drugs. I too have played 1980s video games. I've been to arcades, I know the deal. Winners don't do drugs. Drugs do winners. Jesus Christ. I actually saw a post from someone where they said that their therapist suggested trying streaming to help them with their issues. And I said to myself, God, that's... What? Oh, you need a new therapist. Because that's a terrible idea. Of course, I don't know, maybe for some people it works. Because like I say, I'm not a healthcare professional. And I'm not even going to try to pretend to be one. Has anyone here visited an arcade before besides me? Out of curiosity. I miss arcades. On your lunch, you was reading about a marathon runner that used a car to cheat. What was the name of the person that used the car? That's legendary, actually. That's a good troll. Is it bad that I kind of like that? You ran it. Oh, you ran an arcade. Really? Oh, that's awesome, dude. So, did it... I guess the question here is, did you eventually sell it, or did it go out of business, or what happened? There's not that many arcades anymore, and I always think it's tragic when one of them shuts down, because, I don't know, I just loved hanging out at them. Oh, it was a skateboard shop with an arcade in the back. Okay, so what was like the most popular arcade game there? Was it... Well, if it was the 90s, it was probably something like Mortal Kombat or Street Fighter or... you spent so much time on Area 51. I forget what I spent time on. Well, there's an arcade that I go to that's like a couple of towns over, so it's kind of a bit of a hike to go there and use it. But anytime I go there, I always spend a lot of time on like this Terminator arcade game that has the two guns on it, because that's kind of fun, even if it is kind of cheap. Then they have Marvel vs. Capcom 2, and I actually beat that one on 1/4. I did that at a Las Vegas arcade. I couldn't go anywhere in the casino because I was under like 21 at the time, so I just went into the arcade, hung out there for a while. And I actually went down into the casino at one point to find my mother because it had been such a long time. And they didn't even stop me because I guess I looked older than I was. You had 10 machines and you rotated them. Your top performers were Mortal Kombat, TMNT, and Simpsons, and surprisingly Tron too. Well, I frequented a video game shop a while ago that had a Tron machine. In hindsight, I kind of regret not playing it because I hear lots of nice things about it. I don't know, was Tron any good? I have never played the Tron arcade game. One of these days maybe I'll bust open... I don't know, I'd kind of like to play some arcade games. I played a few a while back, but I don't know. I think the thing holding me back is that I'm a little bit nervous about getting ROMs across the internet and stuff. You have the arcade 1-up version of the cabinet. Is arcade 1-up stuff any good? I know it's kind of expensive, but I'm real curious about it because they've released a few things where I've said to myself, I wouldn't mind having it. The last time you were in an arcade was for your entertainment. They have arcades and for your entertainment? Really? Man, I'm learning all kinds of things today. I didn't know any of that. kind of shocking, actually. They had like a Terminator cabinet I was interested in. They had TMNT. Turtles in Time is an okay game, but I think that the first Turtles arcade game was better. Because I played Turtles in Time, the arcade game, and it really was not as good as the Super Nintendo game. Not even a little bit. I was kind of surprised, like, how bad the plot for Turtles in Time, the arcade game was. I wasn't expecting it to be so bad, but, the original Turtles game, that one's pretty good. If you're gonna play any arcade Turtles game, that's the one to play. Um, The Simpsons. I actually played that with my girlfriend a little while ago at like this museum of machines because they have a whole bunch of different stuff. They have arcade games. They have old timey like quarter machines. They got just carnival games and everything. It was really fun, and we beat it on maybe a couple of quarters, I think. Arcade one-ups are cool, but not really worth the price tag. Okay, well, it makes me glad that I haven't spent the money on them then. Oh yeah, Canada. Sometimes I forget Canada prices are much different from American prices, much to my chagrin. Well, actually, it's to your chagrin, isn't it? Did game consoles kill arcades? Um, I don't know if I would say that they killed arcades. In a way, they probably did. But, well, here's the thing consoles have always existed. And I think the thing is that the game consoles probably became so good at one point that uh, they probably did do the arcades around. Or they probably did do the arcades in a little bit. Arcades are still around, there's just not as many of them. Ticket based arcades did. Okay, there it is. Ticket based arcades did. I think one of the things that didn't help arcade games is that I don't know if they really made a lot of money on stuff. Well, Clay would know better than me, but some of them just didn't generate as much money as you would think. Ad. Yeah, I got to play ads. Sorry, my friends. I do offer an ad-free experience for our subscribers, but I have to play the ads. You think the movie Joysticks killed arcades? Okay, why is that? Why do you think that, man? This ought to be good. Oh, God. I think we're opening up a can of worms here. Joysticks. I've never seen that movie. What's it about anyway? There's this movie that has like this. Oh, because it showed arcades as sexy and dangerous. There's this movie that I remember from watching when I was like a kid. And what happened in it was there was like this kid and he was going into VR and stuff and he was trying to like save his dad or something, I think. And he kept getting into all these situations and I for the life of me I've been trying to figure out what the movie is where this kid is going into VR and I just cannot remember what it was. It's like I watched it on a videotape long, long ago, and I've never been able to find it ever again. I just found the Wikipedia article for joysticks, and I don't know what to think. American comedy film. It's made in 1983, so all it was a bunch of Pac-Man games and stuff. Imagine Pac-Man being sexy and dangerous. Oh my god. You just start playing Pac-Man, and all of a sudden it's a syringe of mercury down the pipe. Well, of course, yeah. Why wouldn't it be anything else? Okay. All right, just getting a little bit of this water in here. Man, you know how it is with reflections in water. Sometimes they're just a little dirty. They're a little dirty, like my mind. Excuse me, our minds. Well, I too think Miss Pac-Man is the harbinger of things to come. The most dangerous video game ever made, everyone. God, actually, I'm terrible at Mrs. Pac-Man. I played Miss Pac-Man a fair amount, and I don't think I've ever gotten really good at it. I've played... I remember I went to this burger place a while back that had a Miss Pac-Man and Galaga machine. It was a 2-in-1. Clayman, how much money did you guys see from arcade games anyway? Did you see a lot of money from it, or was it like not that much? I guess everyone's wondering what you think killed arcade games. Clay says we had a bit of a gimmick with our arcade. We had a weekly high score competition. That's a pretty good idea, actually. And the prizes were skateboard accessories, shirts, etc. So the kids would pump a lot of coins into games. Okay, so that's a pretty good gimmick, especially if you, well, obviously, if they pumped a lot of quarters and it cost more than the shirt did, yeah, that's a pretty good win. Well, the entire movie's on YouTube, so that's happening soon? Oh, okay. Yeah, we might as well watch it if it's on YouTube, right? What's stopping us? Hell, I'll watch a YouTube movie. I'm not a proud man. I like watching YouTube movies. I've actually found myself watching a few YouTube movies recently that have actually been uploaded by YouTube. Like, I watched Quigley Down Under with Tom Selleck. It wasn't that bad of a movie. It's better than I thought it would be. And then I watched The Lawnmower Man, which, honestly, that movie sucks. I watched Walking Tall with The Rock. There was this movie that had David Spade and a French woman in it that I don't remember her name. One competition on a machine would easily clear $100 for a $10 shirt. Okay, so yeah, that's a pretty good win. Yeah, I mean, if you're bringing in $100 for a $10 shirt, yeah, it's worth it. So it sounds like the arcade was reasonably profitable. I think. Well, there's this arcade I go to sometimes, and I don't know how it stays open, but I think it's still open right now. It might have closed, and I really hope it hasn't, because I used to go there so much. I used to go there like every weekend or something, and I'd play. They had Street Fighter 2, and they had Marvel vs. Capcom 2, and then they had a host of new shooters, and I went there with my girlfriend for her birthday, and she always wanted to play all the new stuff and everything, which is fine. It's just that all the newer games cost like $1. Cost $1 to play an arcade game anymore, and by the time you pump $1 in there, oh man, can't play very many rounds of that. Online gaming probably killed arcades. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I'm alone on this, but God, I don't know that I really like online gaming all that well. Online gaming is okay, but I don't know. Like playing nothing but Fortnite grinds on me. And we kind of did that for a little while, and it drove me a little crazy. Like, I don't know how people can just play one game, because I find it absolutely maddening to try and play one thing. Yeah, well, what can I say, Chainsaw? I guess it's not my idea of a good time. You have an old school arcade there and it's packed all the time. It's probably a bunch of people with nostalgia. And sometimes nostalgia is, well, sometimes nostalgia is a good thing. If it's bringing back arcades and the whole social aspect of hanging out at the arcade, I think that's a total W. Like, I regret being too young to ever really hang out in an arcade. Well, like I said, I have hung out at arcades before. It's just that you bring your kids and they're getting into it too. See, yeah, if you have a selection of good games in an arcade and they're reasonably priced, like I don't know, man, $1 is a lot for a game. If they were like 50 cents, that would be a little easier to swallow. 99% are boomers. Stephanie, have you ever been to an arcade? Or are you too young for that? There's arcades every so often. You find them now and then. They're a little harder to find, but you can find them. Arcade bars are a thing. I've never been to an arcade bar, but I wouldn't mind hanging out at one. Yeah, I like your emotes there, Clay. I gotta get some new emotes for my channel soon. I've been working on stuff. I have a new animated emote that I've been meaning to make from King's Quest V. And I don't know, I'm kind of just putting on my thinking hat and thinking about what kind of animated emotes we'd like to have on here. Because I want to have something new on here, and I want to give people a little bit more incentive to subscribe. You know. Oh, you played the basketball one and air hockey. Oh, hey, I've played those. Actually, there's like this kids playground kind of place that used to be a thing when I was younger, and they had a bunch of arcade games there, but they also had like the airsoft and they had the basketball stuff too. Yeah, those are fun. Clay's local arcade is a coffee snack place during the day and serves booze at night. Oh, that's pretty tight. Hey, whatever it takes to succeed in 2023, you know? Like, you gotta evolve with the times, am I right? If you don't, boy. I guess that's kind of where I'm at right now, is that I really enjoy playing adventure games, but I don't know. I don't know. There doesn't seem to be a huge. Well, I don't know how big the audience is for it. Otherwise, I would play a lot more of them. You gotta go, Dr. Booty Quiver. Alright, man. Well, thanks for hanging out with us. I really appreciate you being here, Booty Quiver. It's good having you here, man. Hope to see you again soon. And good luck with your album, bro. Chainsaw grew up in Orlando, but definitely remember going to Disney Quest. Oh man, I heard that Disney Quest closed. Disney Quest was kind of tight. Disney Quest was awesome because you paid like a fee at the door, and then you went in, you played as many arcade games as you wanted. You just stay there all day. You just play, 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 play. And I don't remember what the cover charge was, but I think it was, God, I don't remember it being all that much. Literally, they didn't even have coin slots in the games. They had like this, yeah, they had VR there that, you know, the by the mid 2000s, 2008 or something, it was getting a little out of date. But way back when it first debuted, I think it was kind of amazing. Palladium here. Oh, that's cool. What's it like? Does it have like Disney Quest had 5 floors to it, and they had all these interactive experiences, and then they had like 2 floors that had tons of arcade games. So many arcade games. They had one floor that was just entirely arcade games. And then they had another floor up above where they had this bumper car ride, but then they had more arcade games that were more like classic stuff. The more classic stuff was like located on the top floor, and then when you went to the third floor, that's where they had like all the modern type stuff. Yeah, it had a cheesecake factory too, and the food was actually pretty good. Like they served hamburgers. Of course, you could get yourself some dessert. Like if you wanted a scone, they had those. I mean, I never thought of having a scone before, but hey, your Disney quest went in Rome, right? And it turned out to be pretty good. Oh yeah, pinball machines. Oh, dude, it's been so long since I played pinball. God, all the classic games are gone. Oh man. Well, I guess they got to get the stuff that brings in the people. It's unfortunate when they got to get rid of stuff like that, but I guess what are you gonna do? There it is. There it goes. Yeah, there's my color. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. Yeah, that's about right. Okay. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Right about there's the curve. Okay, let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Oh, you played a pinball game collection on the GameCube. I wonder what was on it, Stephanie. The arcade that I go to sometimes near here is like... Hold on, making sure I don't have too much paint on my palette. The arcade near me has like a bunch of pinball machines too. They got a lot of newer stuff, really. Newer pinball games. They got Kiss Pinball. They got Elvis Pinball. They got Mars Attacks Pinball. I think they have Simpsons Pinball too. And they got... God, they got like a mixture of retro pinballs and older pinball machines. But they are not lacking in pinball at all. uh, my two great loves in life: adventure games and arcades. God. Oh, Asteroid. You think pinball is really trendy with Gen Xers? Is it really? Gen Xers. I don't know why. That surprises me. Gen Xers, aka the stars of all the 80s movies. That's not true. A lot of them are just boomers. Some Gen Xers were in 80s movies. If they were really young, in like the mid 80s, then they might have been in 80s movies. There. It's their generation. Joysticks is full of them. Was it really? Okay, okay, I stand corrected. It's their generation. Well, that was well before my time. I am not a Gen Xer by any means. So, a lot of these experiences that people reminisce about are just alien to me. Like, I know about arcades, but I don't reminisce over, like, Pac-Man and pinball and things like that. Or Pong, or whatever. It's funny, like, back when I made art videos on YouTube, I think people thought I was much older than I actually am. Ooh, 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 ooh. Ouch. Ouch. God. I'm 76, accurate. I'm ancient. I just don't want to admit it yet. I'm too proud to ever tell anyone my real age. But really, I'm a geezer. And everything that you see here, I'm Tom Sellecking myself. I use hair coloring all the time. I can't stand the thought of people think, yes, I'm the old man at the end of the Holy Grail, and I keep myself alive by sheer spite. It's all I'm living on anymore. It's all I have. Okay, let me paint this little section like right here. Okay. Yeah, it's looking pretty okay. I mean, we gotta paint some dark colors in here before we do anything else. Yeah. That's why I have so much joint pain, guys. It's because my age is finally showing. I have to put Bengay on myself eventually. I forgot to put it on my knee before I did this, and now here I am. I'm in trouble. I guess our boy Will went and became a cyborg today. I wonder how he is. I don't know. I kind of want to learn more about his cyborgism. God. Old people are into the reefer. Well, it's true. More and more old people are smoking weed, aren't they? Yeah, the size of this oof is pretty big, Stephanie. I'm taking a lot of L's today, and I can't help it. I'm in trouble. Big trouble. You're feeling old right now? Why are you feeling old? Clay, I'm sorry, dude. I wasn't trying to make people feel old. It's cause Chainsaw over here is letting everyone have it. It's true. There's an old really? There is? God, I had no idea. An old person specific weed. What is it? What makes it like old people specific? What's the difference between like regular weed and old person specific weed? Like why is it better for geezers than just regular weed? Educate me. I need my learnings. Yeah. Try not to make Clay feel too old. It's two cute old people on the radio talking about smoking weed. Oh. So you're just talking about a commercial that you heard for all their old people problems. Oh, did I tell you how my knee was clicking today? Oh, yeah, did I tell you about about how my eyesight just seemed to be failing me? Oh, yeah. I got eyesight down today and I could barely get up. Why don't you try smoking this? Rolled it fresh earlier. Oh, I've heard of that. I hear it can take all your aches and pains away. And it makes you regular, too. Was that something like it? Oh, God. Oh, man. Was that you or the airplane? Clay is backing it up. Oh, I wasn't expecting that, Clay, but okay. Clay is just sitting there with a very serious look on his face, saying, yes, this is correct. I was just talking smack, but here I am. What do I know? Hold on, Daddy needs to mix up a purple, everyone. That was a good ad. That's so funny that old people smoke weed. My mom won't. My mom refuses to smoke weed. I don't know. My mom. I mean, no shade on her or anything, but man, she really doesn't. well, I don't know that she necessarily cares all that much, but she acts like she's never done it, which, you know, honestly, she probably has, because everyone's probably smoked a little bit of weed at some point in their lives. And I never smoked weed until I, like, met a friend of mine a little while ago, who, sadly, I've lost contact with over the years, but that was the first person I ever smoked weed with, and first time I ever smoked weed, I didn't even get high. Didn't feel anything. It was weird. Old people smoke a lot of weed. I didn't even know that. But I know it now. And it's all thanks to you, Chainsaw. If you didn't tell me these things, how would I know? Your mom is the biggest pusher. Your mom's the biggest pusher. Oh god, Clay's mom is a drug kingpin. Jesus Christ. She's just at the old folks' home going, "Hey, if you got aches and pains, this'll get you high. First one's free." Your mom is the biggest pusher. When she was on chemo, her doctor talked her into it. Now she's a machine. Oh my god. I'm sorry your mom was on chemo, by the way, Clay. But it sounds like she's okay now, so I'm glad for you. God. Alright, I see your point. There's a reason that Snoop and Martha are besties. Okay. Okay, I'm learning, everyone. And I see your point exactly. Here, let's go ahead and throw this down, like, right there. Alright, that's a reasonably nice violet. Yeah. Yeah, it's terrifying, and I'm sorry it happened to you and your mom. But, yes, glad everyone's okay now. And I'm glad that she enjoys weed so much. Truly inspiring. There's like a little curve in like this color right here where we're going to want to back off of that a little bit. Fran, Stephanie wants to know how much you smoke on average. I'm not sure if Fran's going to let us know, but she might tell us. We'll have to wait and find out. There's like a nice little reflection in here where the sunlight is kind of shining up into the boat. That's going to be somewhat challenging to render, but what we're going to do. Stephanie, are you a cop? Yeah, okay. Stephanie is trying to get information out of us. Gotta watch out, guys. We might have a cop in the chat. Watch yourselves, everyone. Good thing Clay is in Canada, so Stephanie can't do anything. Yeah. Fess up, Stephanie. You gotta tell us if you are. It's entrapment if you don't. Well, I don't think she's a Mountie. If everything is correct, she lives in Florida. And there ain't nothing Mounties can do in Florida. She's a troll apprentice. Okay, never mind. I was getting all excited for a second. No, she's just a troll. She has to do a little bit of trolling while Will's away from us, otherwise this just isn't going to go well. It's just not one of my streams unless someone's trolling. I don't know how much. Honestly, I don't know how my streams became all about trolling, but here we are. All this time later. Taking it on the chin like a champ. There's like a dark color in here where it's causing a gradation from light to dark. So if we just kind of put that in, and that will probably work okay for right now. Yeah, my trolls are good-natured trolls, which is unusual. We've had bad trolls in chat before, but honestly, that's not really the case so much at this point. I think everyone here is reasonably good-natured as far as trolls go. Thankfully. Here, I'm going to wipe this off. Let's see. The female streamers have it worse. Yeah, I believe it. Yeah, I've been a few of their streams before. I don't know. They get a lot of people asking them for their OnlyFans or something like that, even when they don't do that sort of thing, and it's weird. Ugh. A lot of them I feel bad for. I'll wipe off this knife. Clay only trolls me about my violent, murderous tendencies. I'm sorry, Clay. The only way you can get an ending in the game is by shooting things. There's no other way. The game doesn't let you leave without it. And Chainsaw only trolls my lack of violent murderous tendencies. I can't win in Dark Souls. I can't win in Faith, the Unholy Trinity. I don't think there's a way I can win. Chainsaw, I already promised I'm going to kill all Reaper Leviathans. What more do you want from me? If I kill all Reaper Leviathans, doesn't that pretty much make me a murderous bastard? You kill all Reaper Leviathans in Subnautica, you're pretty much doing everything completely opposite the object of the game. What do you mean you're going to kill them? You're not supposed to kill them. I'm going to kill them. No, don't kill them. Yes, kill. You were laughing pretty good last night, Clay. Oh, that's good, man. I'm glad you were having a good time. I had a pretty good time, too. Actually, I can't wait to see what Chapter 2 of Faith, the Unholy Trilogy, or not Trilogy, the Unholy Trinity is all about. Because it was, I don't know, it made for some pretty nice content, I think. And I'm kind of interested to see how it does on YouTube, considering how much fun it was. Gotta do a Skyrim kill all NPCs run. Oh, okay. God, I played Skyrim a little while ago. I've had a hard time, getting into it. And I think the reason I've had a hard time getting into it is because we've had a couple of false starts. The last time we played Skyrim is when I had to ban one of the worst trolls we ever had. Turned out to be some kid or something that was... I don't know. I don't even know how to describe it. He was just like some kid that just came to cause trouble. I think Morrowind is a lot better. Chapter 1 is extremely tame compared with the other two chapters. Oh god. Oh god. Yeah, he was annoying, Stephanie. I don't think anyone liked that kid. And I probably should have gotten rid of him a lot sooner, to be honest. But you know me, always looking for the best in everyone, even when I really shouldn't be bothering. Well, come to think of it, it's probably why it took me so long to ban the most recent one. Oh, well. Well, at least things are better now. Oh, yes, things are much better. Weak and sentimental. James, I'm not sure how much you would like it if I ruled this. If I started banging my hand down and started ruling Twitch with an iron fist. If that started happening, I might become a bit of a monster. Morrowind is a lot better. Isn't that, is Morrowind the third game or the fourth game? The fourth game is Oblivion, right? I think the third game is Morrowind. Well, yeah, honestly, it probably is better because Skyrim, Clay played a lot of Morrowind and Oblivion. Actually, I'm kind of, you know what's funny is that I played Oblivion a while ago here on Twitch, and it did reasonably well. It actually did really well. Come to think of it, I don't know why I stopped playing it because I would have fun with it. People were enjoying themselves. Why did I stop? If I had to hazard a guess why I didn't play it again, it's because getting the capture on it was actually really difficult because getting the window. It's like I had to set the window just as I started the game, and it was just such a hassle that I didn't really feel like doing it again. I think if I did it again, I might just play it on console because I think that would be much easier. Skyrim, you found a bit one note. Okay, so I'm hearing some interesting notes here. Well, I'll tell you what. If I do play an Elder Scrolls game, I don't think I'll do Skyrim because uh, I am kind of bored with Skyrim, and like you guys say, I kind of find it one note myself, and I just don't have a lot of good memories attached to the game. Daggerfall, that's actually that one that Will told me was free a while back, and I thought about it, but then never got around to it. That happens to me a lot, you know. I think to myself, oh yeah, let's play this, and then, well, it gets away from me. If I played Breath of the Wild, not on Twitch, no. It's one of those things that I'd like to do, but I have a funny feeling that I would probably get lost in the mix. I don't know. On Twitch, I'm kind of looking for things that I can do that won't get me like lost in the mix. That are still, I don't know. It's hard because you look for things that still have kind of a viewership, but also, you don't want to get too lost in the mix doing it. And also there's always the risk of playing something that doesn't have an audience really. Like I was surprised by the audience that Faith had. That really surprised me because I wasn't expecting it. It has less than 1,000 followers, but hey, people were showing up, so that's awesome actually. Superliminal. I think I've heard of that. What is that? Superliminal. Superliminal. What is that? 2019. A surreal puzzle video game released by Pillow Castle Games. Oh, hey. Oh, that sounds fun. More games like Faith because that was really fun. Yeah, I have some things planned. Like I have there's this game called Signalis that was getting rave reviews recently, and it's a horror game that I was very interested in checking out, and I just got it. It costs like $30 for the Nintendo Switch, and you pay for Space Quest now. What you pay? Oh, Clay, I would love to play whatever. Uh, it's just playing the game on Twitch, or playing the Twitch game. I kind of have to do with a little bit of strategery because otherwise it's gonna wind up like the other night I did Resident Evil 4, and when I did Resident Evil 4, it did pretty well. A lot of people showed up for it, And well, the idea is to draw in some new people too. But when I played Resident Evil 4 again after the first time it did really well. Lots of people were coming and going. And then the second time I did it, didn't do as well because I guess they merged the categories and then I just got buried. So I gotta try to not get buried. Retro always does like really well for me, right? Retro always does pretty well. Um, like I love playing adventure games. It's just it's just kind of volatile because sometimes people are really into it, other times, Yeah, I thought some of the hype was dying down, Chainsaw, but it hasn't died down quite yet. Give it a month and it's gonna die down. Because Resident Evil 4 is not one of those games that's gonna stay perpetually popular. Elden Ring is still kind of a heavy category, much to my surprise. I thought that one would die down faster. Not quite yet. Not quite yet. Well, we'll put it this way: if I get, I need to score myself a few more regular viewers before I can get into some categories. If I can get myself to like 50 regular viewers or something, which is kind of a lofty dream. Whew, whew, whew. Yeah. Until then, we might have to stick with smaller things like Faith and Signalis and stuff like that. Oh my god, wasn't it though, Stephanie? Elden Ring was so funny. All the Actually, you know what? All the From Software games are hilarious. They are so funny all the time, and I love them. I don't know. I used to hate them, but now I think I see them for what they are. Elden Ring. Oh yeah. See, Clay plays Elden Ring. Elden Ring is sick. Dude, I want to play more Elden Ring. I'll probably, you know what? I'm gonna stick with Dark Souls 2 because we're already into it, and I wanna continue the quest, and also there's no reason to stop because it's doing well. At the very least, I want to complete the game. After we complete the game, then we'll think about what we want to do next. You're still sinking hours into it. I don't blame you. Our boy Chozo doesn't like Elden Ring because he thinks it's a bunch of like reused content and stuff. Oh my god, you're level 250, you maniac. Jeez, Jesus Christ. That's that's amazing, bro. I don't even remember what my build was like. Oh my god, my build was horrifying actually. My build was one of the most grotesque things you'll ever see in your life. If you think my build in Dark Souls 2 was bad, my build in Elden Ring was magical. I made a bearded lady, in essence. Come to think of it, I should probably take my Elden Ring streams off of private. I don't know why they were well, I should make them public again because they were unpublished a while ago. Unfortunately. You've killed over 450 other players. Oh my god, Clay's a troll. You've killed 450 other players. You maniac. Why? Do you do you just have a grudge against the other players? Or do you have like this psychological need to show them who's boss? Which I completely understand. Sometimes you just gotta show other players who's boss in games. I do that a lot. Well, I used to do that a lot in Fortnite. Sometimes I would just kill a guy with a pickaxe. Of course, now I don't play much Fortnite anymore. Fortnite. Fortnite is another one of those games that I don't look back very fondly on. I don't know, that time when we were playing, all that time we spent playing Fortnite, I look back and I had fun playing with Stephanie, but some of the people that we play with, I just rather would not think about, if that makes sense. Am I still going to play Signalis? Yes. Signalis is kind of in the same sort of deal that Faith is, where I think it has people that want to see it, but it's also just not being streamed very much. which is kind of a place I want to be. Also, I want to make content about it. And that's one of the big things that I do when I come on Twitch is I think ahead about, okay, how is this gonna work as content for later? Because if it doesn't work as like a YouTube video, then I don't think it's gonna be very. I don't think it's a good idea to do it. that's what's on my mind whenever I approach these things. You use the lure invader function. Oh my god. Clay. Clay. Oh my god, that's brilliant, man. I gotta play Elden Ring online then. Oh, dude. The shorts do good. Yeah, the shorts do great. I'm trying to pump out more long form content. Like I'm in the midst of editing Dark Souls 2 and Faith, the Unholy Trinity, and I'm making it so people can. Well, I tell you guys that I make those videos so that a general audience can enjoy them. So I edit out a lot of the in jokes and everything. So it takes me a few days to put it all together because they're kind of long videos. If I had like an editor, I could probably do it a lot faster, but I'm not bringing in that kind of money, guys. So I gotta edit all the videos myself. I have a sneaking suspicion that Clay is probably better at he's probably better at Elden Ring than I am, because I'm a hot mess at Elden Ring. I do okay. I've killed quite a few bosses. I forget what boss I left off at though. I killed a dragon, I killed Margot, I killed some guy that came after Margot, I don't even remember his name. Alright, let's go ahead and put some of this right in here. Yeah. Yeah. A little bit of this will do us good. This is more of that ultramarine color. That watercolor that we've been talking about, guys. Can't be afraid to use it. Well, Clay doesn't know if he's better just mindlessly persistent. Yeah. See, there's a word for that. The implacable man. And that's what I am too, because I very rarely give up on things. The only time I really give up on things is if it just very clearly isn't working. Like, I've given up on games that I stream here on Twitch because obviously it just isn't working. And I feel bad sometimes when I do that. Like, there's this one time I gave up on Monkey Island. And I felt bad because Stephanie hadn't seen Monkey Island. And Monkey Island is a very funny game. So I came back to it and I got her done. Playing very difficult games is your thing. Clay over here with his broad shoulders, puffing out his chest, shouting, "I like hard games," and making sure that everyone hears him when he says it. Yeah, I know that feel. It's a good feel to let the world know how manly you are, Clay. Oh god. Battle Kid or Wings of V. What console was Battle Kid on? I don't remember what Battle Kid was on. Battle Kid. Battle Kid Fortress of Peril. Oh, that's right. That's that, Oh, that's right. That's the Nintendo Entertainment System game. Oh, I forgot about that one. Yeah. And it's actually playable on Nintendo, right? Yeah, it's a new Nintendo game from 2010. I just looked it up. God, I forgot all about that. Now I kind of want to play it. There are physical cards. Is it an online game too? Or is it just a Nintendo game? Because I have to imagine, well, I would imagine now that it's a little bit harder to get a cart for it than it would have been otherwise. Unless they just happen to still make carts and everything, which would blow my mind, but hey, that'd be awesome. Alright, this color is a little weird that I'm using. This ultramarine color is maybe, uh, actually, it'll look a lot better once it's all together. But for right now, yes, this is what we're doing. It's coming to the Switch soon. Oh, if it comes to the Switch soon, then I think I'll do it. Because I don't know, buying a physical cart, I don't want to spend a whole bunch of money if it's expensive. But if it comes to Switch, yeah, I'll definitely think about it. Another game that I bought recently was Catherine on the Switch, and I tried streaming that, but oh god, is that what it's like? Which Mega Man though? Like the second one? Because if it's like the second one on crack, I can get down with it. Because I love Mega Man 2. Mega Man 2 was a whole lot of fun. And then, yeah, I'll play it if it comes on Switch. The, Catherine, I bought that a little while ago. It was something or another edition. Full Body, Catherine Full Body, I think it was called. It came out in 2020. I played that on Switch fairly recently, and it didn't do great, so I stopped. I don't know. It's probably something that would do better on YouTube all by itself than it would on Twitch. Some games I notice just don't really work well on on a stream versus say a simple YouTube video. Yeah, Catherine. I mean, Catherine was weird, definitely, and I thought people would be a little bit more into it, and especially since it was a horror game, and um, it's like one of the games that I try to play a lot of the time. I love a good horror game, absolutely. Wings of V. It's a PC game and it's stupid tough. Here, let me look it up real quick. Wings of V. It's a 2014 game. It's a platformer created by Grinsoft. It can be bought on Steam. Oh, so it's another. Yes, you did mention it, Clay. So what you're saying is that this is going to make me tear my hair out if I play it, which will definitely be a positive experience for me. Ah, ah, okay. Well, I can hardly wait to try these things out. I might try them out. I'm kind of on the lookout for like some modern things that I can work with. Oh yeah, SK loves tough games. I mean, I was doing a Super Nintendo quest for a while, so eh, bring on the pain. What's a little bit of pain? Pain is life. Pain is nothing. Life is pain. So bring on Nintendo games. Have I played stuff like Hollow Knight? No, I haven't played Hollow Knight. I played Shovel Knight though. Someone actually told me I should play Hollow Knight in the ASMR category. when I was doing ASMR a little while ago. Because I started doing ASMR, and like maybe the second night, Will was joining me, and then there was another guy in chat. And he told me, hey, you should play Hollow Knight in the ASMR category. The ASMR category. You could see that, really. Is it really like, is it that chill or something? Because I've never played it, and I don't think I've even seen it in action, so I don't really know anything about it. That surprises me. Oof. What is Hollow Knight all about, anyway? Oof. Ouch. 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 Okay, this little shadow down here is going to extend. Okay, I'm going to take this color that I've been using. I'm just going to put it all the way down here. Yeah. Perfect. The gameplay is tough and action-packed. Scenery and vibe are depressing yet beautiful. It sounds like it's got this, it kind of sounds like it has a, ethereal vibe to it from what I've heard people say of it. It must, if it's as beautiful as people say it is. Hold on a second. Just whipping up a little bit of something here. I'm taking a little Eastern Crimson and adding a whole lot. Of cadmium yellow. Love me some cadmium yellow. Yeah, I looked into Hollow Knight, and I don't currently have any plans to do anything with it, but if enough people really want to see it, I suppose we could do something with it. How recently did it come out, anyway? Out of curiosity. Check that color. Yeah, that color looks pretty good. It's pretty much the same as what we were using. I just wanted to make up a little bit more of it. Yeah, there it is. Now let me wipe my brush off. My brush. It's getting a little bit dirty, everyone. Oh. What is painting but dealing with a dirty brush constantly and always? Such is life, my friends. Such is life. Okay. We'll take this. And then we'll start. Start right here. Try to smooth this out just a little bit. There. There. That looks okay. The paint might be a little wet here, but okay, that's all right. Yeah, that's good. Okay, right there is good. Kind of just have to block in the shapes for this boat here before we continue on with it. Oh, the boat. That boat is very simplistic, but it'll do for right now. what I might focus my energy on is maybe this dock over here. Because we gotta do something with it, right? Right? Yes, yes we do. No, actually I think I'm gonna focus on the boat over here. Because that boat needs something. I think I'm gonna use my light yellow color, everyone. Yeah, my light yellow color, I think, is gonna do the trick for this. Well, needs to pop. Yeah, it needs to pop a little bit, this color. Or these spots over here. Let's try that. Something like that right there. Yeah, that's okay. There's a few other things. Let me see here. Okay, this is a little high over there in the center, and I have to lower that. So that's going to take some doing. Whew. No, there are no dull moments here. All right. Okay. I'm going to take this yellow, and I'm going to take my yellow, and we're going to add a whole bunch of white to it, I think. Yeah, we'll add a bunch of white. I think that's the only way we're really going to get the right color on this. And I think that will about do it. There we go. Okay, let's go in with that color that we just made and see what it looks like. I think it looks a little nicer. Yeah. Going across. Perfect. Now we have to be oh so careful here. Oh so careful. What this is going to be is it's going to be like a mix of light yellows and very muted complementary colors. Such a happy little dock. Oh, yes, yes it is. Oh, I get a lot of comparisons to Bob Ross over on YouTube, Clay. All day, every day. Then people ask me why I don't do this or that when I'm painting something, and like they say, why didn't you beat the devil out of it or something? And I said, I'm not Bob Ross, dude. Bob Ross has been dead for 20 years. Well, almost 30 years now, I guess. Oh, they really want me to be Bob Ross. Well, I run a popular, well, I guess popular is a strong word. I run a mildly successful, that's a little bit more humble. I run a mildly successful ASMR painting channel over on YouTube called Soulkeeper's Art Studio. I never really intended for it to be an ASMR painting channel. It's just that those are the videos that took off. Like, I uploaded all my old stuff on there, and the only thing people really watched was the ASMR painting stuff, because I used to do a whole art channel full of art videos. Let's see here. We'll put that right in there. Yeah, that's good. That looks pretty good as is. We'll throw that right there. Yeah, that's nice. What I like to do with my paintings is I like to do an oil painting of it, and I like to do a watercolor of it also. And after I've done like a big watercolor and a big oil painting of it, and then after I've done both of those things, I think that it's I'm more or less done with the subject matter. Because my two mediums that I work with a lot are oil painting and watercolor. Those are the ones that I do. And I'm kind of wondering at this point my whether my ASMR painting videos that are watercolor based are going to be popular once I put those up. Because right now people really seem like they only want to see the oil painting ones. So I'm curious, but I guess we'll find out. Okay, let's yeah, we gotta take that down a notch because it needs to be about like halfway in relation to this. It needs to be down a little bit further. So we'll take this down just a little bit. Yeah, there it is. And then there's this little bit right here that we'll paint just a little bit further. Well, bam, that's pretty good. And then there's this little section right here where it's becoming kind of like one with the boat over there. And what we'll probably do is we'll lay down some violet in the background over there to kind of tame the size of the boat. So we might have a color we can use for that, actually. Let me see if I have something that'll work. Actually, we probably have a lot of... If we don't have something that'll work, we have a whole lot of mud mix that we can use. And mud mix is just a combination of all your colors, as always. So if I take a little bit of my quote-unquote mud mix, we'll use like a dark value color for this, I think. You could never create something that nice in a million years. Well, it takes a lot of practice, Clay. Definitely. It's not a skill you learn overnight, that's for sure. I went to school for art, so painting something like this it's fine. Granted, it's a very complicated painting and is probably not something that I would do on one of my old YouTube videos. One of my YouTube videos where I'm doing the whole ASMR painting thing, because this is a very complicated picture. So I do it like this whenever I paint it. And now that I have the color that I'm looking for, I think we'll go like right here. And cut that in so that tames the shape of... What I could use maybe is... God, I wish I had kind of a smaller brush for this. I'm kind of using an all-purpose filbert brush, which is delivering... A filbert is like a good one-purpose brush, if you want to do that sort of thing, because it can do a variety of brush strokes and everything. Like, yeah, it can fit in the narrow spaces pretty well. Sometimes though, it doesn't deliver what you would hope for. Okay, I think that we want this to be about on par with what we see here, so yeah, that's looking pretty good. I just want to get this up a little bit further. Okay, yeah, it's looking pretty good. Alright. Whew. And now one more stroke up above, right here. Okay, that should be about fine. Yeah, that's pretty good for right now. I don't mind that at all. I think that might be the most that I can do with that yellow color, because I'm trying to, I don't know, trying to get something of a lemony kind of yellow color is a little bit difficult. I don't know, the greenish yellow is a difficult color to really capture accurately. But I think we have something that we can work with right there. I think that looks pretty good. Now, if I go back to my neutrals, and start mixing together some things, we can get a blue color, a grayish blue color rather, that we can work with. I want to add a little bit more white to this because right now it's a little dark. The gray that I'm using is a little dark, but there's a fine line between a gray and a color, and gray colors are not all the same. They're not all created equally. Like you can have a variety of gray. A gray can have like a blue tinge to it, or it can have a yellow tinge, or it can have like a red tinge. Of course, at some point, I guess it does become a brown, doesn't it? Yeah, eventually. Eventually. I guess if it has a little bit more orange in it, if it leans a little farther to red, then it suddenly becomes a brown. Of course, it depends on the value, doesn't it? Yeah, it really does. Okay. I just want to take a little bit of this violet color, slip that in there, and I think we've got something we can work with here. Something that will accent this nicely. So I'm going to put this like right here. Oh yeah. Those look really nice together actually. Okay, that works out well for me. And then we'll put another color like that right next to it. Right here. Okay, that makes things pop a little bit more, I think, when we do that. Yeah, that's looking good. Okay. Now I might want to, well, I might slip some other dark colors in there eventually, but right now, let's make sure that we don't have to use this any more than we already do. Right now, though, okay, very carefully we're going to cut right across there and narrow that up, okay? And then okay, yeah, that's looking pretty nice. Let's maybe drag this all the way over to the end. Let's drag this to about the post, give or take a little bit. Okay. Okay. There. Now what we might want to do with that is just kind of round it off a little. Okay. Oh yeah, that's actually, yeah, that's looking pretty nice. Of course, I might want to take my, I might want to take a little bit of yellow, just kind of round that off a little bit more. Because right now it's looking a little bit triangular, and I want it to look a little rounder. I hope at this point that it's starting to look a little bit more like a boat. I know that for a little while it was getting lost amid all the other colors. But with a little bit of practice and a little bit of know-how, I think we're capturing the essence of it. Okay, let's see here. Oh, I'll take my yellow. Here, I'll take another little bit of yellow. Add my white to that. Just to make sure I have that lemony color again. And now that I have it, now I'll go along the bottom. Right here. Okay. There it is. Okay. Okay, we're getting something out of that. That's nice. And then we'll go up. Okay. There. There. Oh. That's looking a little nicer, I think. There's still a lot of things that I have to fix on this. Yeah, there's a lot that I have to fix on it. Yeah, I'm going to add a little bit more white to my paint. Because my paint is, I don't know. My paint is all over the place. It's hard to get your colors clean, man. It's hard to keep your colors clean. Like, I keep adding a lot of yellow and stuff to try and make that color vibrant, and it's like you're doing a balancing act between the yellowish colors that you're using and everything else. Okay, that looks like it's passable, so we'll just put that down below and add a little bit more down here. Okay. Alright, everything is looking pretty nice there. I think that what I'll do is, well, let's direct our attention to the colors in the background over there, because, you don't want to leave things unattended. The background is just as important as the foreground. Now, that doesn't mean that when you're painting the background you want to use as much focus, or you want to make it look sharper, because you want to direct a lot more of your attention to things that are in the foreground than the background. The background will just needs to be defined, I guess is what I'm saying. It doesn't need a whole bunch of work. And also, the background is far away, so that means that we're going to see things that are a little bit darker in value, things that are a little bit, I guess you could say, mistier, things that are going to be less defined. It's just going to be a hazier picture overall. So if we go in this way, and I make up a kind of a greenish color like I think the water has back here, then we can add a couple of things here and there to maybe make our boats pop a little bit. Now, we're not done with that quite yet. What we want to do, after we add some of our dark paint, and what this is, by and large, that's just a little ultramarine with a smidge of alizarin crimson, or not alizarin crimson, but cadmium yellow into it. And that'll help us get kind of a greenish blue color. And you have to be careful when you're just using like ultramarine and cadmium yellow like that, because what happens, here I'm adding some more white to my palette, because you burn through a lot of white when you're painting. White is literally your most used color. Good thing it's a cheap color, because if it wasn't a cheap color, you'd be in a tight spot. It's one of those things that makes using like lead white very impractical, because it's gotten so expensive now for what is otherwise a basic color that, what's even the point of using it anymore? Especially when titanium white works so well. Okay. What I think I'm going to do with my highlight is add a little bit more blue to this and make it more noticeably blue. Now, actually, I think I'm going to add a little bit more yellow to that again and make sure it's a little greenish. I think I might have just added too much white is all. Yeah. Alright. Now let's go back here. Add a couple of things here and there. Yeah. And once again, we're making this pop. And the water's back, or the water back there is much darker, like I say, so we're seeing more and more of this getting pushed back. I think what I'm going to do here is just add a little bit there to that section. Okay. Yeah, that's looking okay. Yeah, the value of that seems like it's about right. And it seems like it's pushing the boats further forward a little bit. That's exactly what we wanted, actually. Before, the color was looking kind of flat. And it's also looking a little bit, I guess, disconnected from the rest of the painting, which definitely was not the idea. What shall we do here? Well, what I could do, I guess, is do something with the post. Because there's a post that on a dock behind the boat there. The way I'm working here is a little bit backwards, to be honest. And honestly, I wish it wasn't so backwards. Because usually what I would like to do with something like this is I would like to paint in layers. Of course, I guess we're at the point where we're kind of just doing what we can with what we've already made, so if I were to do this over again, obviously I would want to finish all the background stuff before I go ahead and like paint all the boats in the foreground and everything. Like I would want to paint the dock back on the left first, and then I want to paint all this other stuff. And I don't know, it's kind of bird brain the way that I'm doing it. Well, this is what you call painting yourself into a corner, man. I'm glad you're having a good time, Stephanie. Glad you're having a good time. Alright, hey, what? Let's use this orange color that we have here. And starting right there, we'll paint something across. It'll go right about there. Okay. Alright, that actually worked pretty well. Yeah, that did work pretty well, much to my surprise. I wasn't sure if it was going to. Okay. Now we'll go like right here. Okay, that might be a little bit wet. I might want to wait to do anything with that. Yeah, that happens sometimes. Yeah, we'll just... Okay, we'll go into it again. There it is. Alright. Oh, boy. Sometimes wet paint, it really prevents you from doing anything, unfortunately. Oh, I guess I could use some turpentine or something to make the paint all runny and everything, but I don't know. Using turpentine is like a mixed bag. Well, I don't use turpentine, I use odorless turpentine. Alright, let's see how this looks. Okay, that's a little bit lighter in color than what I was doing. So we'll go ahead and use that. See, this needs to be like much flatter. That's really bothering me here. Let's take some of this. That's not what I want. Oh, that wasn't a good decision. Here. What we can do... Oh, God, let me get another rag. Let me get another rag here, and then we'll take what we just did off of there. Or at least scrape as much off of it as we can. And we'll paint, I'll take a violet color on this one. Yes, a violet color. Alright. A violet color. And I want a little bit of blue here. Yeah. Some blue will do nicely on this. Okay, yeah. That's the kind of dark color that I want. I'm mixing it with the brown color that I created earlier in this stream, so that I wouldn't have to mix it all over again. God. It's like a lot of white on that. I completely got the curve of this wrong, or the angle of this wrong, I think. And that is driving me nuts. Okay. There. Oh, that's so much better, actually. I mean, it's not perfect quite yet, but it's so much better already. Yeah. Okay, let's flatten this dock out right there. And that should be okay. Yeah. Yeah, that's much better. Oh, jeez. I think now that I've done that, I might be able to add a little bit more in some areas on the yellow that I was using, because some of them seem a little bit small at this point. So if we could just add a little bit more, that would be wonderful. Okay, let me take a moment here to wipe my brush off. There. This brush is becoming a cacophony of earth colors, a cacophony of browns and earthy greens and whew. Okay, there's that. That looks good. And then there's this down here. Okay, that's looking pretty okay. How many times am I going to repaint this boat? I don't know, guys. Sometimes it feels like I've repainted it a dozen different times. And every time it feels a little bit different. I think that this right in here, obviously goes a little bit too far up, so drives me crazy, this stuff. Painting. Well, I know what I have to do here. I have to create an earth color. there's an earth color that would make, well, it's very easy to create an earth color like this. All you gotta do is take, like what I want is kind of an earthy ochre color, like a yellow. And making that is fairly simple. You could just use it straight from the tube, but the point is not necessarily the ease of quote-unquote mixing. The point is color harmony. And if you want color harmony, taking out all the earth colors and doing all your mixing with the quote-unquote primary colors is a good way to get it accomplished. And it makes painting so much easier. So, let's take... I want more yellow on that. I should have just used a little bit of red. God, I can tell that I've been away for this for a long time because, like, I'm mixing like I did when I first started painting. It seems like. I keep trying to mix things. I keep trying to mix things by using a darker color first and like a lighter color second, which is not the way you're supposed to do it here. I'm going to take it to a separate pile and do it that way, and that'll get her done. Yeah. And that's more the color that I'm looking for. Yeah, that's a little bit more like it. I'm going to add just a little bit of a neutral. I'm going to add something from the mud mix to it. And make that look a little bit more, I guess you could call it like greenish, but yeah, that actually worked really well. Okay, well that's what we have the mud mix for, to make life easier. If it doesn't make life easier, then why do we even have it? Okay, so we got that paint on the end of the brush. That looks good. So let's put it in right about here. Boy, I hope... Okay, let's see how this goes. Alright, here it comes, here it comes. Okay. Right about there, okay. That's covering up a good deal of stuff right there. Okay, there's that. Now we'll go like right in here. Okay. So the angle on that is kind of okay. Yeah, the angle on that is all right. I think I just need to nerf that edge a little bit because it's getting, I don't know, it was getting really silly. Anyway, it's a little bit better now. We can paint over that because it's in the foreground. So we're not going to worry about that edge for too much for right now. Is there anything else we can do with this color that we just whipped up? That's a good question. Here. I can go along a couple of the edges like this. Like, if we use it like right here. Like that. Okay, that actually livens things up a little bit. Yeah, I'm not even mad about that. Alright. Okay. Yeah, that looks good. Go along the edge there. Here. What the heck? Let's go along the edge right there. Yeah, it makes that boat look a little nicer now. Or at least it creates that variation in color that is kind of fascinating to look at. Ooh. Ouch. Just feel my knee stretching a little bit. Oh. Sometimes my knee gets a little stiff while we're doing this. Let me take that yellow that we were working with earlier. Oh, you want just a sip, Stephanie? All right, here you go. Have just a sip. Thank you, Stephanie. I needed that. That was very nice. It was good. I will be doing some ASMR this weekend here on Twitch. I'm going to do ASMR on Saturday at midnight and Sunday at midnight. So tomorrow night at midnight I will be doing it, and then the night after I will be doing it. And for anyone that's here with us, I hope you consider joining me. But you don't have to if you don't want to, because I know it's not for everyone hearing stories, but I enjoy doing it. I'll tell you what, I'm going to lower this, like right here. Okay, so I want to bring that down. Okay. Wow. That was pretty, that was, oh, that was a lot. That was a lot, but it had to be done. I had to do it because things were becoming too, I don't know, the top of the boat over here was just going up a little too high. I don't know, getting these proportions right sometimes is tricky business. Well, for being completely honest, getting proportions right in any way is always tricky business. Man, I need to get another rag. Oh. Yeah, let's get this rag out. There we go. Just gotta keep it real here. Okay. Now, where were we? Ah, yes. Ah, yes. Mixing a little yellow with a little white. Again. Oh, I do this so much. You'd think I'd have lots of the color just lying around. Well, surprise, I suppose. Here, I'll do one more round of white. And hopefully, this cadmium yellow will retain some of its luminosity. And it looks pretty good, I think. There. There it goes. Okay, that's pretty fine. Oh, I'll just paint over it, I suppose. Just paint over it, you know you want to, Soulkeeper. Oh, man. Hold on a second. I got a hair in my paint. Oh, that's no good. Yeah, let's stick that off to the side someplace. It's annoying is what it is. It's always getting my paint and wrecking my paintings. I don't like that. There. Okay. some things off. There. All right. There. Okay. All right. I think I might look at this with some fresh eyes. Looking at the painting now, trying to decide what I want to do next. This is what it's like. This is what it's like when you're painting, everyone. Trying to decide what's next all the time. God, decisions. Okay. I'll add a little bit of yellow to this orange that I made earlier. Because I think this will be quite a lively color. Yeah. There. Oh, this is looking like a very pleasant painting. I suppose that is the idea, isn't it? Yes, yes it is. Now what is next? Oh, maybe I'll add a little something down to the bottom here. Well, a couple of strokes down there. Yeah, that looks okay. And we'll add a couple of little strokes over here. Maybe. Make that look okay. Yeah, that looks fine. Then we'll go around the edge over here, I suppose. Maybe we'll go like right in here, like that. There it is. And then like right there. Yeah, looks good. Take some more of that color that we were using as sunlight. Because the sun is kind of a yellowish orange color, you know? Makes things look all sun-kissed when you get down to it, everyone. Yeah, it's looking okay. And we'll go down like here. Okay. That's looking pretty nice. And maybe we'll take some of that color and go over in here where maybe there's a few more things right there. Yeah, just like that. Well, how's it going, Clay? There. A couple more strokes like that. Ooh, I don't know. It's tough to decide what I want to do sometimes, but I feel like the water is, well, the water seems like it's coming together a little bit better. Yeah, the water is looking more and more interesting now. Even though technically it is a bit of a, well, I don't know, is it a foreground item? I guess technically it is a foreground item, or a foreground thing, but also the boats tend to rest right on top of it. So, it's a little bit of both, isn't it? Yeah, a little bit of both. Just lurking while you do the worst part of being a parent. School lunches. Oh boy. What are the kids having for lunch today, Clay? I hope it's something that they'll enjoy. And if they don't, tough, right? Damn right. Yeah. That's funny. Oh, parenting. A lot of people tell me I should be a parent, but I just don't see it ever happening. I don't know what it is, but, well, with everything that I do, I just don't think that it would be a good fit for me. I mean, when you do this sort of thing all the time and you're making videos all the time, it's just, it doesn't really fit into your lifestyle. You know, that, and it's a little tough to afford here in America. Well, children are probably expensive everywhere, but I guess it just depends. Depends what your country is like, and ours, it's very, very expensive to have children. Alright, how are we looking here? Okay, looking at the painting on the monitor, things are looking pretty respectable up to this point. So it's not too bad. Yeah, things are looking alright. That's good. Okay. Let's see if we can figure out where this is going to go next. This painting, this painting. Well, there's a whole lot of posts that I have to paint on the dock over next to this boat here. That I definitely need to do. But in the meantime, let's take this kind of umber color that we've whipped up and maybe put it right there. Okay. Okay, that looks better. Once again, that causes things to pop just a little bit more. A little bit more. Okay. And that dock in the background will probably become lost in all that because it's just not very, it's not all that important. Let me clean my brush off. Okay. And I'll take some of my, this time we're going to mix it right. This time we're going to take some of the yellow color and a touch of the alizarin crimson. There it is. And then a good deal of the white. Not too much white, but enough white. Okay. I've got enough of this color mixed up nearby that we can add some more white to it and still make it look very, very orange. Okay. That's looking pretty good. Alright, let's... Ooh, well, we could add... Yeah, we could add... let's just do this. I don't know if we can see it all that well, but let's try it again. Okay, there's some things in the background there that are kind of working. They're trying to work at least. All right, there. We're seeing it. Seeing it bit by bit. And okay. There we go. There we go. Now I'm going to want to add some blue to that, I think. What if we take a little bit of the blue over here and just, maybe that's enough. Yeah, maybe if we add a little bit of blue like this. Maybe that's enough. And if we do it over here too. Okay, so that looks kind of okay. Yeah, that's kind of okay. Yeah, I don't know if I want to put it over on the side there. Here, let's take some of this other color that we made, this dark violet, and then maybe like right here. There, that looks alright. And we'll put a little bit more over to the side right here. Okay, there it is. Okay. Alright, I think we got it, everyone. Let me look at how that let me see how that looks on the monitor. Oh, that doesn't look too bad. Yeah, that looks like things are popping a little bit. I can get down with that. Alright, cool. Now let's just add a little bit of this down here. Yeah. A little bit of that down in the water. Yeah, that looks pretty nice. And maybe we'll add just a little bit right over here. Okay. So that maybe that yellowish color kind of gets lost in things over here. Okay, there's a bit of a greenish color coming at us. So we'll mix some of that color with a green. And then, let's see, where's this coming at us from? It's coming at us from about right here. So, and okay, and maybe another one like right there. Okay, that's looking okay. And then maybe we'll take a little alizarin crimson and do something with that. Yeah. Oh, this palette is a mess. This palette is a mess. Getting too many colors on here. You know that, guys? I don't know what I'm supposed to do with all this. That's exactly what you want to hear out of a painter. I don't know what I'm doing. Who even knows what they're doing anymore? Not me. God. I'm gonna add a little bit of white on that. Yeah, that's just like half a painting. It's just faking it until you make it. Not even kidding around. Everyone just looks at the paintings and says, I don't know what I'm doing. Every artist I've ever met has just said that at some point. I don't know what I'm doing. bluster their way into getting a commission, and then they realize, oh boy, I'm in trouble. You just have a habit of getting it over your head. Nah, it's not that bad. Like, I know vaguely what I'm doing. Alright, let's see how this looks like right next to that. Okay, that doesn't look too bad, so I'm gonna see how this looks once we put it in. Okay, yeah, that actually looks okay. Hey, what do you know? That works pretty well. Okay, ooh, that's a nice color. Ooh, check out that. Oh yeah, there's the stuff right there. Oh, that is mostly alizarin crimson right there that I'm using, and I gotta say I don't mind the look of it at all. Okay, we don't want to like overpower everything with it, but we'll throw in some things here. Like we'll just lightly graze it across a lot of all this. Yeah, that's good. Okay, and like once we're right here, okay, that's cool. And another one that goes like that. Yeah. Okay, so things are looking kind of neat. Interesting things are happening in the water. Yeah. How do I take a little something like that? Oh yeah. There it goes. Maybe another one on that side. Yeah, that looks good. Okay. And do we want to do anything else today? Oh, I think I'll take... Ooh, do I have any more of, like, the color that I used right here? Because if I can take some of that and maybe put it in the water, then I think we'll be a little further off than we were. Yeah. I think I have it, like, right here. How does it look? How does it look? Alright, it's a... I don't know, it's a little vibrant, so... Here's what I'll do. I'll earth it up a little bit, and then I'll put the brighter one on top of it, and this one kind of just... Yeah, waves are real free like that, so that's probably about good. Like, whenever you see a reflection in the water, you see it kind of just rippling back and forth and breaking up a bit. So, when you see it, it's not going to look like exactly what you see up above. You're going to see, like, a vague shape or a collection of shapes of colors that are breaking and coming and going as you look at the water. Okay. That's, Here, let me add this right there. Okay. That looks okay-ish. I don't think that was exactly as vibrant as I planned on it being, but hey, I'll take it. Yeah, I'll take it. There. Yeah, we don't want to get too precise with that. I mean, it's a reflection in the water. Oh yeah, yep. Water is always moving, so that means all your shapes in the water have to move too. Them's the facts. That is true, Stephanie. Alright. How is this painting looking, everyone? Does it look like we've made any progress today? Does it look like things have gotten any better? God, I hope so. What I might do is clean off my palette, because my palette is... I don't know, my palette's a mess right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to coat it all over here, scrape it on up, and then we're going to just try again with our mixing next time. The details are coming in. Oh, that's good, Stephanie. I hate to think that my painting is a wretched piece of crap. God, that would be horrible, wouldn't it? Think about that. Oh, Soulcaver, your painting kind of sucks. Oh, thank you, I think. Okay. Nah, this painting's alright, but there are definitely some things I would do differently if I started another one of these paintings. Like, this painting is kind of difficult because I haven't really followed my own rules, you know? I haven't followed things like from back to front like I usually tell people to do when they're painting. And it's suffering because of that. Okay, I think I have as much mud color as I'm going to get out of this.